Sort of say, hey guys, it's Claus. Welcome back to another episode here. Welcome back. And I've got a serious question for you guys. Do you think there are some players that are too stupid to play this game? It's a serious question. I'm not joking. Do you think that in fact there are some people playing this game that are far too stupid, who just don't know what's going on and shouldn't be playing? I'll leave a voting button in the top right corner of the screen where you can answer that. But we're gonna actually think about this in a serious way, because we're gonna watch a game that I think illustrates the point. But it's a question that it's not just a simple yes or no answer. You have to think about it, because it's a complicated game and there's a lot of things to think about. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of stats and numbers. And do you think there's some people that just don't, they just can't, and then maybe they should try something else and not keep playing? That's the question for today. And well, let's get right into it here and watch a game. And we're gonna watch a player who is not too stupid to play, Capriel421 in his SU85. He's gonna play a game, and he's one of these guys that that knows exactly what's going on. But he's going to play a game versus a team of complete and utter hopeless. Well, hence the question: are some people too stupid to play? And I've been thinking about this, and I did a little bit of research, and it's a human studies question, really. It's everything. It's life in general. It's not just the game. And so I did some research. I looked up on the internet, and I found an authority that actually studies this stuff, Herbert von Schnitzelberg, from the Institute of Esoteric Human Interactive Studies in Moose Jaw, Canada. And I talked to him, and I've got him on the line right here. So let's talk to him. Hey, Professor. Professor, is the line working? Let me just check the connection here. Hello, Professor.
Yes, of course.
Yes, it's great to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, yes.
Can you help us with this question?
Well, certainly.
And it is, are some people just too stupid to be doing what they're doing?
All right, then. Well, it all stems from the 14 years of research of which I've conducted and devoted my life.
Ooh, 14 years.
And I've found that the very structure, the very fabric of society, the way society and the individual interact, the way the individual seeks to progress and grow and get promoted and move forward,
I got fired,
has led to the very peculiar result of everyone finding themselves in a position in life in which they can be perceived as being stupid.
Really?
Yes.
That's weird.
Well, let me elaborate. It is a very peculiar result which is not understood. And
well, why don't you elaborate?
Well, let me elaborate. It is a very peculiar result which is not intuitive. It stems from the fact that we constantly want to take the next step.
Yeah.
The clerk wants to be the manager. The manager wants to be the vice president. The vice president wants to be the president. And what happens is people continue to take those steps. The manager becomes the vice president becomes the president, until they reach the level where they can no longer take the next step because they are too stupid to progress any farther.
I see.
The end result is that almost everyone in the world doing what they are doing is in fact not qualified and stupid.
Yeah.
We are surrounded by a sea of idiots doing what they do.
I'm starting to understand.
My solution would be if everyone could just step back.
Yeah.
One step from where they are.
Step back.
Perhaps we would live in a better world. Incidentally, what is quite interesting that has come out of this phenomenon is because of the way women have been pushed down and oppressed over the years in their jobs and have not been promoted and have not been given the equal opportunity as men. They find themselves in positions in which they can perform quite well because they have not reached the end step, thus giving the impression that women are superior and smarter than men.
Well, those lucky women. I never.
And it is.
I just. So what you. I guess women are, in fact, smarter than men.
Well, that is just a peculiar result of the whole phenomena itself.
Please continue.
The real situation here is that everyone that you are dealing with on a day-to-day basis, the interactions, is all with stupid people. The only people that are really qualified, for example, the unemployed bum who sits at home doing nothing.
Like Bob.
He is a smart unemployed bum. He's doing what an unemployed bum should do. If he ventures out and gets himself a job, perhaps at Starbucks, can you imagine?
Ooh.
You would go in and order a coffee with cream and sugar. He would forget the sugar, or he would bring you the coffee cold, or he'd forget to stir in the sugar. He would drop cups. He would arrive late. It would be chaos.
Yeah.
It is typically what you do encounter when you enter those establishments.
Yeah, I see that.
Everyone should step back.
Yeah.
The president should step back to be vice presidents. The vice presidents should step back to be managers. The managers should step back to be clerks.
Oh, yeah?
The world would be a much better place. Think about it.
You are making some sense.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, wait. I've got one more question. Do you think then that some people are actually too stupid to play this game?
Oh, yes. Almost certainly. Certainly, the vast majority of the players are probably, in fact, too stupid to play. And they should probably try something else, like checkers.
Yeah.
Or Hungry Hippo. Things like that.
I don't know that one, but it makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Professor. Well, there you have it. See, even when you discuss it with the professionals, they confirm my suspicion. And that is that no matter what you do in life, no matter what situation you're in, you're surrounded by morons. Well, let's get back to the game here. And I think this particular game reinforces and illustrates the point. And recapping, stepping back here, we're going to step back. Who was this guy? This was Capriel 421 in his SU-85. And he's playing on Erlenberg, and it's attack defense. He is attacking, and he sat in the bushes for a little while there, but his team is really pushed up, so he's moving forward because he is on attack. And he is bottom tier, so he started a little bit cautiously. But now he's looking at the mini-map and realizing that his team has pushed all the way into the northwest there. And they haven't encountered anyone. No one's dead yet except for his platoon mate. Well, one guy in a platoon, not his platoon mate, but there's one guy on his team is dead. And all the enemies are still alive. His team has pushed all the way up the west side and have not encountered anyone yet. And he's driving forward here. Now remember, the object of this mode for one side is to attack, and he's on the attacking side. And the object of the other team is to defend that purple circle there with the flag. And he just killed the artillery there. So the other team's job is to defend that circle. Where are they? I'm not really sure where they are. But anyway, let's keep watching here because it really develops into quite the battle. And his team has moved in now. He's getting very close to their base. He's only managed to hit one shot. He did hit the artillery, and now what is he going to do? Well, who's this guy? This guy is someone who, according to Herbert von Schnitzelberg, who we just talked to, perhaps he should maybe, fire up a game of checkers after this game. And now let's keep watching here. Our hero dives into the water to avoid fire, and now he's heading for the base. He probably does. I mean, there's still 10 enemies, so it's probably not a good idea to cap. Would it be a good idea to cap? Well, he's going to park in these bushes here. There's still 10 enemies. He is an inch from the base. He's got binocs and camo, and he does not spot any of them. But patience is a virtue, and he's just going to stay here and stay concealed and use the bushes. A few of his teammates are dying, and here comes a teammate. Here comes a teammate who rushes forward into the base, and rather than going to the bushes, is knowing that there's 10 enemies left, is going to sit in the base in the open, and he's dead. And I mean, as von Schnitzelberg pointed out, maybe Hungry Hungry Hippo for the next game would be a good choice. Because, I mean, there's just too many things to keep track of, right? There's bushes, and then there's open areas, and if you're in the bushes, you've got concealment, and if you're in the open, you're not. And it's just so much to remember. So Hungry Hungry Hippo is, I mean, all you got to do is click those little things and try and get them into the hippo's mouth. But anyway, okay, he's moved into the cap now. And there are still, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 enemies defending. Those 8 enemies are on defense. Now I'm putting my 2 hands up. I've got clenched my hands into a fist, and I'll just extend my index finger and the finger right next to it, and then I'm wiggling those in the sign of quote unquote. You know, I'm doing that. You can't see it, but I'm doing it. They are quote unquote defending those guys. And let's see how they do on this defense. They're another one of his teammates has come into the base now, and the timer is going. They've got another 14 seconds, and they win this game. He's taken out this E25. Oh, one of his teammates is dead. There's another 2 seconds. It's him and the Wolverine are in the cap, and the counter is going, and there you go, victory. So now there's just a few more seconds that the game adds on. Let's take him out. And the enemies have managed to kill the Wolverine. And the game's over. And Capriel421 has achieved victory. And he is a smart player, smart enough to put Claus in the title in front of Quickie Baby and Jingles. And win Kolobanov's medal, because he was the only one standing versus those remaining 6 enemies who were quote-unquote defending in this game. And they have helped illustrate, along with Professor Herbert von Schnitzelberg's comments and discussion, that the correct answer to our discussion question today is yes. There are some players who are too stupid to play this game and should probably try something else. And maybe not even checkers or Hungry Hungry Hippo, because those require input from the player. I'm thinking maybe watching Netflix is an activity where those particular players in question would not even have to participate in any way. The moral is if we all just step back one step from where we have progressed so far in life, maybe the world would be just an overall better place.